Welcome to another episode at Economics Design. At Economics Design, we focus all on the fundamentals, how protocols work, how protocols are designed, and how can we analyze the health and robustness of all these economic policies in the protocol. Today, we're going to talk about something different. We're going to talk about the Valkyrie Protocol on the Terra network. We're going to talk about what it is, the economics of it, and what are some things that we can learn from this entire system, as well as ending with some level of conclusion and opinions. What is the Valkyrie Protocol? The Valkyrie Protocol is what they call an activation protocol. So what they want to do is to help other protocols launch effectively by creating social campaigns and offering different kind of referral programs to all these other protocols built on the Terra network. So think of it as they want to be the marketing arm for any other protocols that's being built on the Terra blockchain. What are the benefits? Basically, users get to participate in these campaigns, they get exposure to new projects, and they get new tokens. The people who are creating these awareness, these are the influencers, and they get new tokens as a result as well. So this is basically a tool or an infrastructure to allow any of these other protocols to design these marketing campaigns to target specific kind of outreach or to get different kind of social activation or network effects in your system. This is very important because remember in the book that we talked about, the economics design framework, market design is very important, and part of market design is thickness of the market. So what we want to do is to create enough thickness in the market, and we definitely need people involved. And this is where Valkyrie comes in to help that. So there are three highlights to the Valkyrie protocol. The first one is it is quite an innovative referral protocol because all these referral programs are done internally within the protocol. What Valkyrie is trying to do is trying to standardize it a little bit more, and it can be a protocol to help with referral for any of these ecosystems. The second thing is that each of these campaigns are defined by different parameters, such as your budget, your goals, your different reward weightage, your reward distribution. And this helps a user to come in and can compare against the returns by all these different protocols and you can choose the best one against what your preference is. And the third one is the Valkyrie token. So there is a token involved, and this Valkyrie token is required as a deposit fee when creating all these different campaigns. So that is the general idea. And what do they want to do? At the end of the day, what Valkyrie Protocol wants to do is to build this rewardable ecosystem to align the reward structure of players in the field by using reward codes, referral codes, and the VKR, their own tokens, as an incentive. So let's dive a little bit more into understanding what this entire mechanism is about. Primarily, this VKR token, the internal token, you have 1 billion of these tokens. And who will be using it? It's the campaign creators as well as the stakers. These tokens are being distributed to, the Luna, the foundation. If you stake your Luna tokens, you get these tokens. You have the governance, reward staking, all your usual stuff. But what I want to dive deeper is to focus a little bit more on the mechanism, the rules of these Valkyrie token game. Why do we need this token? I think that's the question that I hope I can answer at the end of this video. What is the purpose of this VKR token? Does it create value or does it extract value from this system? Value creation and extraction is something we talked about in the previous video. So let's take into consideration this Valkyrie token or Valkyrie protocol. What can you do with the VKR token? You can do a lot of governance stuff. You can modify your campaigns, you can modify the parameters, you can propose governance grants, you can do any proposals. And that in general is great. And if you look at the market structure, which is your bargaining protocol or your pricing protocol in your system, somebody gets to decide how you want to distribute it, the campaign creator. So the campaign creator can say that, okay, there's going to be the tokens that I'm giving out. Let's say there are 3 layers. So person A is the main head, and then B, C, D are your next in line, where if they refer, they get tokens as well. Person A also gets tokens. It's a little bit of direct sales. And person E, F, G, when they sell, some of the commission goes up to the second layer and the first layer. So this is the general idea. You can customize all these different things in the protocol. That is how people can use the VKR token within the governance system. However, other than governance, there needs to be some other uses for VKR, right? Yes. So there's this thing called the deposit fee. So when a campaign creator wants to create a campaign, they need to deposit 1% of the total reward pool. Let's say the reward pool is 10 ETH worth of US dollars. So they need to deposit 1% of the total fee in VKR tokens. And then 50% of these fees will be used to buy VKR and then reward it to the stakers. The other 50% will be used to buy VKR and burnt. So that's the general idea. That's how VKR comes into play. Then there are also a lot of other stuff within the system of how do we allocate VKR and how do we allocate the tokens for referral. But now you get the general idea of what we're talking about. Basically, this protocol is to help bootstrap social network and bootstrap market fitness. And they use it by rewarding VKR tokens. So what can someone do with the VKR protocol? The first one is campaigns. So users can take part in the campaigns. They can earn VKR tokens. They can trade VKR tokens. They can stake the VKR tokens to get more VKR tokens, and then they can govern. So these are the usual things to do. And as you go through the entire protocol, it makes sense. It's pretty sound. All protocols need to create your network, need to start to bootstrap the community, and then if you have a protocol that can help that as an infrastructure, in general, that seems like a good idea. However, what do we not see behind this? The truth is, do we really need this protocol, and are the incentives really aligned? As I mentioned, every of these protocols on their own, they have their own internal token. And usually this internal token, their native token, is being used to help bootstrap community, and they don't have to pay anything. In the very literal sense, you literally print money out of nothing. You print tokens out of nothing. Of course, there are a lot of long-term implications of that. That's not what we're talking about now. Now is that when you want to bootstrap your community, you have yield farming, liquidity mining, and you just create tokens and give it out to your community. Is there a cost to that? There might be the minting cost, but there is no tangible cost that is reflective in your profit and loss. That is the existing model. What Valkyrie wants to do is go up to people and say that, hey, we've got a protocol, you have to pay us first. So you have to start minting and then start accounting for that. You have to pay that, and then you have to pay the VKR token as well. So now that becomes something tangible in the account books. And then you can just allocate it using a protocol after. In that sense, as a protocol, as a third party, would you want to do that? Or are you more comfortable with just printing tokens out of thin air and rewarding to your early bootstrappers? You don't have to mint your tokens, sell it off for whatever currencies, or give that to another protocol to be distributed, because you can distribute it in your own right. One of the things in economics is this really big problem that we have not solved yet. And this is where you have economic misalignment in your system. There are two types, and I talk about them in the book. One is moral hazard, and one is adverse selection. So adverse selection is what we want to talk about here, where what you're selecting, you're probably not selecting for the right people in your system, given the incentives and economic policies in place. What does that mean? You see, the whole point of the Valkyrie ecosystem is for people to come in to speculate on which tokens could go up, and then just get their family and friends to come in to get more tokens and then sell the tokens after. These users, as much as they can help with the cosmetic metrics of increasing your daily active users or increasing the wallet addresses in your ecosystem, they are not real value creators. They are more of value extractors, because they extract value. They take your tokens, dump it, and move on. Whereas your value creators are people who are in your system, who are in there for a long run, who are there because they're interested in the tokens or they're interested in the platform, not just because of the token pricing. And these are people we want to incentivize. Whereas the entire business model and the entire protocol of the Valkyrie business model is very focused on the other kind of users who are interested in just getting free tokens, free gifts, and airdrops, sell the tokens, dump it, and then move on to the next one. So because the economic structure is designed in a way where it adversely selects or it attracts these kind of people who are interested for the free tokens and reward other people, get more free tokens, dump it, and move on. This might not be the best protocol for the Terra ecosystem moving forward. And this is something very important to consider, because before you even start talking about how you design your tokens, you need to make sure that your economic model is sound. If your base economic model, if your base business model and revenue stream is not even relating to value accrual or value creation, but just value extraction, which is what we see over here, then you can never build a good token model, because the token model will never help to subsidize against the bad kind of moral hazard or adverse selection that you have in your core business model. So my point here is that before we start thinking about the economic model, think of the token model as step number 3. Step number 1 is to figure out what is your business model. And step number 2 is to understand your value accrual, or is this value accrual or is this value extraction? If it's value extraction, maybe you have to go back to step one and rethink your business model again. If it's value creation, then that's good. We can move on to step number 3, which is designing the token model. So as much as the token model could be interesting or it could be very innovative, if your step number 1, your business model, is not about value creation, it's about value extraction, there's going to be a challenge in creating longevity in your system. So what are some opinions on this protocol? Well, in general, yes, the Valkyrie Protocol is one of the first protocols looking at the concept of share to earn. With play to earn, we have game to earn, now we have share to earn. So that in general is a good idea. So the largest risk of Valkyrie would be the lack of utility. And the VKR token has not much utility outside of your internal system, which is fine. But within your internal system as well, there are some problems. 2 problems. The first one is that it becomes a real expenditure for protocol to partner with Valkyrie to start the whole referral program when they don't have that kind of real expenditure if they do it internally within the program. The second thing is that the nature of the business, it naturally adversely selects for value extractors as users instead of value creators. When we want to participate in these projects with these kind of protocols, especially when we are talking about partnering and then having real expenditure, you definitely want your value creation to be so much more than just doing a referral program from within your protocol. And unfortunately, I don't see that kind of value alignment within the Valkyrie protocol. And as a result, unless Valkyrie protocol can come up with better use case for the VKR token and reshape its underlying business model, I think this might be a challenge moving forward. So hopefully that gives you some idea of what economic misalignment could be. And it's not just about information asymmetry, but these kind of economic incentives that captures the wrong kind of people are going to be very dangerous for your protocol moving forward. So that's something for you to think about. Till then, I'll see you next week. Bye.
Thank you so much for staying throughout this entire video. If you're interested to learn more and you want to join the community, do check out our Discord, check out our Academy, and you get to watch these videos for free as well, without any ads. And also grab the book that I've talked about earlier on. The book summarizes a lot of what we're trying to build, what we're trying to design, and the different aspects that can be changed during the entire design process. We also just launched Econteric. Econteric is really economics plus esoteric because this space is so complicated and so difficult. What we want to do is to make it easier for anyone to come and learn and be part of this system. So in Econteric, we are breaking down the different analytics and different data to give you more insights to understand the robustness from a very fundamental level of the health of this ecosystem. So check out econteric.com and I'll see you there. Bye!